Now, if you think about it, if you consider that our habits literally create our life, our quality of life, our success, there's arguably no single skill that is more important for you to learn and master than that of habits, implementing and sustaining the habits that you need, or getting rid of the habits that are holding you back from achieving everything that you want in your life. So again, you've got to identify, you've got to implement, and you've got to maintain the habits that are necessary for creating the results that you want personally and professionally. Now, most of us suck at this, all right? No offense, but most of us are not good at changing our habits. In fact, most of us are very bad at it, and it's almost not our fault because we were never taught how to do it. Arguably the most important skill you could ever learn, yet I don't know about you, but I never got a class on this, right? There was never a class in high school or college, for that matter, on habit mastery, although it should be the class, it's probably the most important class they could have at any high school in America, Habit Mastery 101. And if you want to look at, how people do at this, if you look at New Year's resolutions, right, that's a great example. Every year, millions of well-intentioned people make their New Year's resolutions, but statistically, less than 5% of us stick to them. Think about that, 95% failure rate. That's horrible. And if you think about it, a New Year's resolution is really just a habit, like exercising or early rising, that you want to incorporate into your life, or a negative habit like smoking or eating fast food that you want to get rid of. And if you've ever been to the gym on the first week of January, it's packed. You can't find a parking spot, right? By the second or third week, the lot has loosened up quite a bit because people have failed to stick to the habit. So if you want to go to the next slide, this is what I believe is the most effective strategy and mindset to implement and sustain any new habit. And now this specifically is a slide from the Miracle Morning 30-Day Challenge, but remove the Miracle Morning. This is really about living your life in 30-day challenges, where every single 30 days you identify at least one new habit that will make a significant impact in your life or a significant impact in your business, such as Dave talked about using video. If you're not using video, I would make that my first 30-day challenge. And the problem with this is most people go in and, we've been taught it takes 21 days to implement a new habit, or Jay Papasan and Gary Keller in The One Thing talked about the Harvard study that said it was 66 days to implement a new habit. So my research, my experience, my experimentation has led me to this 30-day strategy to be very, very effective. I've done this with thousands of my coaching clients to great success. And here's the idea. If you go into your 30-day challenge knowing what to expect, then you can mentally and emotionally prepare to overcome the obstacles that will come your way during the habit implementation phase, and then you can succeed. Most people don't have any sort of strategy, so on day 5, when it's really difficult, they still don't like their new habit, they throw in the towel. So here's the 3 10-day phases that make up the mindset and the strategy here to successfully master habits. Days 1 through 10, that's the unbearable phase. Days 11 through 20, that's the uncomfortable phase. Days 21 through 30 is the unstoppable phase. And let me explain how each of these phases work so you know how to implement this strategy, you know what to expect, and you can set yourself up for success. The first 10 days of any new habit often feel unbearable. Right? We use words like, I hate this, or I don't want to do this, or this is so hard, right? If it's exercise, for example, like when I was implementing my running, I was never a runner in my whole life, decided I wanted to do an ultra marathon, 52 miles in one day, so I had to obviously train for it. Well, the first 10 days felt unbearable, right? My hips were aching, my whole body was aching. As I'm running, 1 minute into the run, I'm already out of breath, I've got no lung capacity. It felt unbearable. But let me ask you a question. If you've identified a habit that's a game changer in your business or a game changer in your life, but it's difficult for the first 10 days, can you do anything for 10 days if it's going to change your life or transform your business? Absolutely you can, right? We can do anything. The problem is if you're not aware that those 10 days are going to be difficult, then you're like most people where you throw in the towel on day 5 or 6 thinking it's an infinite amount of time, that you go, oh, the way this feels sucks. And if this is how the new habit feels, I can't do it. I'm not a runner, or I'm not an early riser, or you know what, I am a smoker, or you know what, I'm not comfortable recording video, right? Whatever it is. if you don't know that it's a finite period of difficult time, then you tend to throw in the towel. But if you know, okay, the first 10 days are going to suck, I can make it through that, I'm committed. Days 11 through 20 are the uncomfortable phase. Now, this still isn't a picnic. You're not excited at the uncomfortable feeling. However, you go from it being unbearable, where every fiber of your being resists, rejects, and defies the new habit, to going, you know what? It's not so bad anymore, but it's still kind of boring. I don't really like it. You know, when I was running on day 11, 12, 13, right, I'm like, I still don't like running. Is this ever going to be easier? Is it ever going to be more fun? And granted, it was easier. It wasn't unbearable anymore, but it still wasn't enjoyable. And a lot of people give up during that time. The magic happens between days 21 and 30, and I'll explain how this works. For me, on day 22 or 23, I laced up my running shoes, and for the first time ever, unconsciously, I thought to myself, wow, I can't wait to go for a run today. And then my conscious mind caught up, and I went, whoa, 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 whoa. What the hell did I just say to myself? I can't wait to go for a run? Right, 10 days ago, I hated running. And now I'm excited to run. And that's why you become unstoppable, because you can learn to enjoy anything that you don't enjoy. You can learn to be proficient at anything that right now you might be terrible at, right? And you can learn to make anything a habit that right now might seem impossible for you simply through consistent repetition. And you'll get to the phase between 21 and 30 days where you wake up one day and you're looking forward to the new habit. And that's why I call it the unstoppable phase, because is it difficult to do something that you're actually looking forward to? Of course not. So when you're looking forward to it, you're unstoppable, because you know now, wow, this one thing that I hated a couple weeks ago, it's part of who I am. It literally becomes part of your identity. I went from hating running to actually waking up one day and going, you know what? I'm a runner. And so many, tens of thousands of people have read The Miracle Morning, my book, and gone, I'm not a morning person. And then 21 days into it, 30 days into it, they're going, you know what? I am a morning person, right? That switch happens.